Dun 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 do dun 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 do da 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 do 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 da da do ba ba da ba ba da ba da ba ba beanie bee ba da bo beanie bo da da da. Welcome to Nick Flanagan Weekly. Hi, I'm Nick, the host of the show. Someone just trying to have a little bit of fun in this world of pain and struggle and worry. How many feelings do I have in a day? 10,000. What does that amount to? Kind of just one feeling. You know what I mean? It all just sort of feels the same. What's up? Hello, Mark. Mark is watching. I'm doing this live. I shouldn't just call out people hanging out in the thing. I don't know how that works. But, yeah. I'm doing a live Nick Flanagan Weekly. This is how I do the episodes where I don't have guests now. I just stream them live and hope for the best. Honestly, I don't have much going on right here in terms of what to talk about. My weekend began with the concert I mentioned at the last podcast, which was Earl Sweatshirt at the Rebel nightclub in the heart of downtown Toronto. Not the heart at all, actually, at the bottom of downtown Toronto, an area called Cherry Beach, where somebody once told me all the bodies buried. So go over there sometime with a metal detector and then a body detector. I think those are just shovels. Go nuts. So yeah, I made my way to Rebel. I saw the show. I reviewed the show. One of the acts got very angry at me. Very angry at me, and she threw she let her opinion be known, and the Twitter did its thing. And that was the first time I've had something like that happen. And turns out my mental state does not agree with this. So that's about what I'll talk. That's about all I got there. It's kind of interesting, when that happens and people start getting, furious with you for a positive review because of wording. Makes me think we're screwed. Just makes me think the entire earth is untenable. I just think if we're all this testy right now, if literally everyone is just waiting to get mad about something, I don't think there's any way this alleged climate change catastrophe will be dealt with. I don't think there's any way the Israel thing's going to get solved. Right now, I'm in a hopeless state. And you know what helps out in a hopeless state? A gratitude list. So let me tell you, this is just freeballing from the top of my head what I'm grateful for. Let me see what it is. I'm grateful that for whatever reason I can't use my credit card. Tried to use it the other day, nothing doing. I'm so glad not to support the credit card mafia. What else am I grateful for? Well, I'm grateful for the animals. I've been grateful for the animals before. But right now there's an animal on me, on my bed. He's a demanding, potentially brainless cat that goes on instinct alone. And I'm a fan. I'm a fan of this cat. And last week I was a fan of a dog. And if it weren't for those animals and the loved ones in my life, well, I don't know, I'd probably be in some cave whittling wood, writing on the wall notes about how much I enjoyed isolation. And although I'm alone in a room right now, I don't feel isolated. And that's because my mother is literally 2 rooms away. I was talking to someone today and he's like, LA is like, it feels like it's twice as difficult here. And it's like, yeah, that's America. Everything is twice as hard. So everyone's testier. But there's something about coming from the weak sauce world of Canada, where a lot of us had it easy. Makes it, we're more sensitive, we're quicker to give up, and you throw us in America and we burn. And you know what? If we don't burn, there's something wrong mentally. I should know. I've had all boys in the chat room today, all guys. I don't know what it is, but I'm comfortable. Some of the podcasts I do are for dudes. Some of them are for ladies. That's why I think it's really important that we have, trans rights and such. Because it is that which will bridge the concept of the 2 genders being divided. And if we don't bridge that gap, you know what happens? The truck falls down into the water, and global warming causes the water to rise. And next thing you know, the truck disappeared. And where's the truck? I guess you can tell that I didn't prepare anything for this particular podcast because I'm literally talking gibberish. But honestly, I'm having fun doing it. So, thanks. Yeah, that concert was really a good time. All the acts were really good. I will literally not name any besides Earl because I just don't want to go there right now. But check them out. I might not go to any more concerts anymore. This is like a trick I've been pulling lately, where it's like I can't bring myself to go to live shows just anymore. I can't just go, oh hey, incredible string band is playing down at the dockyard. I better go check it out. Night of live music would really do me good. I just can't. I'd rather go to the 2x4 store and buy one and build a small hut in the 2x4 store with the 2x4s I just purchased and stay in the 2x4 structure until they ask me to leave. And when they ask me to leave, to say no and then get into a standoff. Then go to a live show and pay that money. But the truth is, in my heart of hearts, I like a live show, in spite of what I just said. So what you do is you make it so you make a little money at the show. So I've been doing the door for shows, which is great because you're the boss. Someone comes up to you and says, hi, and you go, do you have your ticket? And they go, oh, yes, I do. Here you go. And then you say, you didn't say please. And then they go to the punk show that you're doing the door for. So you did the door, and then so I've seen shows that way. And then the other way I've been going to shows has been reviewing shows. I saw Rob Zombie that way, the Wu-Tang Clan that way, other acts I'm sure I saw that way since getting back to the 6. And everything was going swimmingly. And then I remembered oh my God, when you review something, it's like the words are out there and people can judge them. For some reason, I have this addiction to doing things that are judged in the public space. And you get mad if nobody pays attention. And then if there's criticism, can't handle it. So what are you supposed to do? Stay at home and write a novel that nobody knows about until after you pass away? I think TV writers have it the best, because the best TV writers, and I guess movie writers too, they like know that a lot of the time they write terrible things. And they're just like, I'm writing this terrible thing. So if someone's like, hey, what you made hurt the world. They're like, yeah, I know. I needed to feed my rescue dog. So, and I got this job that way. 40 people created this trash. Amazing when you think about it. Amusing when you think about it. Who do you think's going to win the politics? Right, weaklypodcast at gmail.com. WEAKLY podcast at gmail.com. Tell me, who do you think is going to win the politics? Here's my bets. Okay, I think at the end of 2019, the Prime Minister of Canada will be a hula hoop, an inanimate hula hoop. Because, things getting pretty hoopy out here. That's a new expression I'm working on, hoopy. It's like loopy, but more circular. So, a loop is kind of like things that are, you get it. A loop is really like two circles on top. I don't know what a loop is. Have you seen that geometry porn, little loopy? It's a little joke for my porn people. The guy from Biohazard, the band, married Little Lupe, the adult film actress, and now does adult films with her. Evan Seinfeld. Biohazard was a rap metal band about nothing. Lots of people in the chat. I've always wanted to say that. Lots of people in the chat. I don't have the fan on for this particular recording because I think the noise would be distracting. So I'm not sweating, but I'm getting that thing where you're hot from the inside and it's kind of coming out. I got hot thoughts. Yeah, so I guess I've been labeled by some as a hater. It's an interesting thing, isn't it? If you're going to do music journalism, you must have complete justification for why you don't like something. But you don't need to have complete justification for why you like something. I don't know why that is. I don't know. The whole thing is because I've been in. This is what I was getting at when I was saying earlier. What I was saying earlier with what I was saying earlier. This is what I was getting at with what I was friggin' saying earlier. I love writing about things, but when I've been reviewed for what I do, I have hated it. I have been like, no, you didn't know this about me. And you said something that made me feel bad. And you should be ashamed of yourself. But then when I write a review, I'm like, well, I'm going to joke around a bit. And I hope everybody knows I'm joking half the time. And I gave up long ago on trying to be too mean about something because I think I do think opinions are fairly meaningless written down. You know, if one person's trash is another person's edible trash. That's how I see it. And so at some point I realized a live show review should be a lot more of a recap than necessarily a major breakdown of what acts were like. And that's what I try to do. But I guess I did this weekend and a few people were perturbed. It happens. All I'm going to say is it led to me deleting my Twitter from my phone and my Instagram from my phone. So if you're trying to send me messages about how much you love the podcast on any of those forums, I'm sorry. Gone fishing. I've never gone fishing. What is it like? I can't imagine the power you feel. Taking a little worm, sticking it at the end of a sharp spike, and dropping it inside of water, putting on your straw hat and just leaning back with your knee up, waiting for the fish. Oh, it must feel like a god. Do you think that's what God is doing? Do you think that's what God... This is my Al Pacino and Devil's Advocate impression. Do you think God cares about you? Do you think God's up there holding a fishing rope? A fishing rope? Is that what it's called? It sounds wrong. Over Earth? Do you think the sun is the bait? I'm having a good time, I swear. I had one beer tonight. Living dangerously. It's my birthday in 10 days. Turning 39 years old. Nothing interesting about that at all. What a birthday. What a void. 39. How are you going to celebrate your 39th? I don't know. I might take my room, blink. I might blink a few times. All right, what do you know what I did? I think I mentioned this on the podcast earlier. A podcast. I think I mentioned this on a freaking podcast. Well, I think I mentioned this on another podcast. My last name is Flanagan, so I can do that accent. Anyway, for my birthday one time, what I did was, I think I did this a few years in a row. I said, hey, you can catch me at the bar. This is a message to all my friends. I'll be sitting at a chair at the bar. Come say hi. Now I can't imagine anything sadder. What I want to do now is I want to like have a birthday where I say, hey, I'm going to be gaming at home. If you would like to do PS2 karaoke with me, I would love that. So I'm just going to leave the front door wide open. Come on in. You have to bring food or medicine. There's going to be major cuts to the Ontario healthcare system. So I need to stockpile medicine. So bring medicine for birthday. I'm going to sing 39 songs at karaoke at home tonight. Is it karaoke if you're alone doing it in the living room? Or is it just you in a room yelling? Is it just sound and fury signifying nothing? That's what I'm asking. Answer this question at weaklypodcast@gmail.com. And you can support me on patreon.com/Nickflanagan I don't know why you'd want to do that. Oh, wait, I do. Because this is good content and I'm providing it to you. Anyway, so getting back to the review thing. I guess what I've learned is that you might as well just give your unfettered opinion. Not recap. Just say what you feel. Who cares? People are going to get offended anyway. Every time someone else does something in public, I guess our go-to reaction is, oh, I wouldn't have done that. Maybe they're like, well, they did that how I would have done that. I wish I lived on the planet of the apes. I wish I was getting it on with Zira. And I don't mean sex. I just mean we're having like a really, really meaningful conversation. Is that her name, Zira? I wish I was getting vaccinated by Dr. Zayas right now. How about that Elizabeth Holmes? Hey, let's talk about her. No. All of you are afraid of needles, right? That's the scariest thing, right? Nobody wants a needle. So we've designed a way where you don't really need a needle, but you will still get a small needle. I watched that documentary. Wasn't that good? Really? There's no end to it. They don't interview her. In a lot of ways, it's an Errol Morris documentary because I discovered that a lot of the footage they used in this Theranos documentary were actually Errol Morris's footage from the commercial he shot starring Elizabeth Holmes. And it's like it's a movie about someone who's just deceptive. And you know what? It's a movie about a young person who is a grifter. That's all I'm going to say. Young people are more likely to grift. You heard it here first. Sometimes in the right light, I look 70 years old. Well, folks, this has been fun. If you are listening to this and not watching it, you can watch live stream at youtube.com/hilarification. And thank you so much for watching and listening. And shout outs to Andy Lloyd, who mixes and produces a lot of episodes of this, to Peter Kaliniuk for the logo design, to Brittany Lucas, who did a nice photo shoot with me this week, and to the drug company Purdue for creating OxyContin and also for creating the cure to OxyContin dependency. What a good company. You get the Donkey of the Day award on today's Opposite Breakfast Club because this is happening. I'm recording this late at night. The Breakfast Club is a show on Hot 97. It's hip hop. I have such a wide range of different kinds of people within the small audience I have that I know that if I make a reference to the Breakfast Club and Donkey of the Day, 7 of you will get it. And I'll have to explain it to the other 93, not to give away my audience numbers. If you want more explanation about the Breakfast Club with Charlemagne the God, write weaklypodcast@gmail.com. And hey, check GoFundMe out. Lots of stuff to support there. Thank you. Bye.